39 hefty loans and 39 top banks under lens. This is the anatomy of an alleged scam worth thousands of crores. The loan files indicate that Anil Ambani had taken loans from 39 banks for his companies, and the highest loan was taken from the Life Insurance Corporation of India for RCOM, which stands at Rs 4,758 crores. Major lenders include Yes Bank, State Bank of India, Punjab and Sindh Bank, and HDFC. A loan sheet of Reliance Communications has an outstanding of Rs 20,370 crore from all banks. The loan sheet of Reliance Home Finance Ltd highlights an outstanding loan of Rs 5,900 crores, and the highest amount towards this loan was disbursed by Yes Bank. While Reliance Commercial Finance Limited's loan sheet revealed an outstanding of Rs 8,226 crores. ED investigation suggests that RCFL and RHFL have primarily been used to divert the funds.
Today in National Capital, Anil Ambani, ADA Group Chairman, was called for a statement in the ongoing PMLA probe. The probe in this matter covers three major cases. The first about a quid pro quo with the Yes Bank, in which the ED alleges that a quid pro quo occurred before Yes Bank sanctioned Rs 3,000 crore loans. The second, it's about a forged bank guarantee statement which was issued to attain a tender for SECI. And the third, it's about RCOM, that RCOM received loan amount from several banks, but around 12,000 crore rupees were used for the purpose not aligned with the terms and conditions for the banks.
The loan scam centers its investigation on the loans that were disbursed by multiple banks to the Ambani group of companies between 2017 and 2019. The ED suspects that a portion of these funds may have been illegally diverted. With Republic Now uncovering the Anil Ambani loan files, were entities being used to pump and dump funds?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the question is, how is this happening? This was supposed to stop. So, Brashta and Manish Bariyar, this was supposed to stop from 2014 onwards. We were told that things have changed. Now, this is a case like a Vijay Mallya kind of case, a Nirav Modi case. How did this happen even after the change of government in the centre? Is Anil Ambani's loan files, the Anil Ambani loan files, the Anil Ambani scandal, hashtag Anil Ambani scandal, has happened after 2014, largely between 2016 and 2019. How are these loans being given to Anil Ambani? On what basis? What's the possible explanation? What are the larger questions which emerge? Subrashta, you want to start, on this. How is this even allowed?
You can also add that what is the connection between Anil Ambani and the Rafale?
I will ask the question I want, Mr. Jingping. Let Subrashta open the innings. Yeah, Subrashta.
Yes, Arnab, good evening. I think if one were to take cue from what Vivek Srivastav is saying, one should actually investigate and pause and look at where have we been going wrong. India does not have a defense infrastructure and architecture which is at par with how we have really wanted to achieve a certain minimum targets. The Rafale deal controversy has happened because the Indian government chose Reliance Defense. Now, this was a company that was set up by Anil Ambani's Reliance Group as an offset partner to Dassault.
Yes, 12-days-old company.
Of course, it has raised questions because Reliance Defense has no prior experience. But my question to you, Arnab, is nobody will have prior expertise in anything. So unless and until we as a nation, we as an economy, and start getting a little, ahead of the entrepreneurial curve, it's not going to happen. Having said that, wait a second, Vivek Srivastav, let me finish. Having said that, the kind of half-truths that have emerged in that situation so far goes on to show that there's something fundamentally wrong and something fundamentally flawed in the system of giving loans, of choosing these enterprises, and that has to be strengthened. it will happen by allowing a
Damn it,
two-pronged
LIC.
approach.
Now-
to work.
now-
Damn it,
And is the
LIC.
bureaucratic
One minute,
cost-
Vivek. Let's look at the questions here, all right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. My question is, Reliance Communications RCOM's loan sheet shows an outstanding of 373 crore from 20 banks. But importantly, LIC, Santosh Mehrotra, LIC alone has disbursed 4,758 crores. Now, who has it given this loan to? What is the collateral? How did a telecom company, which is teetering with losses, secure such massive sums from a state-owned insurer? It's a state-owned insurer. I'm not talking about Yes Bank here. I'm not talking about others. I'm saying there is the lenders include State Bank of India, Punjab and Sindh Bank. I'm not talking about Yes Bank. I'm not talking about HDFC. I'm talking about LIC, SBI, Punjab and Sindh Bank. I'm talking about the fleecing of public institutions.
Yes.
Santosh Mehrotra, please.
Arnab, the only thing that occurs to my mind, I can't speak on the basis of facts here because the facts are not on the public domain. So the only thing that occurs to one's mind is that there were payments made which were undisclosed to the public sector company. That's what it seems. Because we've already seen that in the case of this ADAC, it had already it had received a write-off of about 40,000 crores from banks, and now we have a case of not mere default, not mere willful default, but a case of fraud, which is the third stage that a bank reaches when it's done some investigations and decided that it's not just a default or a willful default. There's a case of, because obviously a significant amount of bank level investigations have already taken place. And clearly payoffs were being made both to the Yes Bank, and it's likely that they were made even to the LIC. It's possible, highly probable, in fact, possible.
But why wake up to it so late, Manish Bariyar? Why wake up to it so late? Is the government, through the ED, distancing itself from Anil Ambani now for any specific reason? Because Anil Ambani has also pushed this card, apparently, allegedly. It's been rumored, spoken about, closeness to government. So is the government sort of distancing itself from Anil Ambani, seeing that this is really going to go down deep? Anil Ambani is going to get into trouble. The government wants to move away from him right in time.
Good evening to you.
Otherwise, why is this investigation happening only now?
It is absolutely not. If you look at the government has been pretty, in fact, straightforward right from,
today.
since it started. It is this government which has really cleaned up the rot which UPA left. At that time, there was no laws. IBC was not there. You didn't have RERA, real estate. The government fixed it. There were so many. Even Vijay Mallya was the first person who got into this Fugitive Offenders Act. So the government during UPA they had completely left the corporates to do corruption, move out of this country. But this is the government, if you look at the track record in last 10 years, it has plugged many of the loopholes.
No, what was RBI doing? I'm asking you here, what was RBI doing? See, there has to be some level of oversight. Yes Bank had its own crisis in governance. And I am pretty much good at these subjects, Manish. I exposed RHFL. I've exposed India Bulls. I know how this world works. But Yes Bank had its own crisis in governance, but it emerged as the largest lender across all these entities. Why was RBI silent? Did RBI not know about these sanctions, about these clearances? Was RBI sleeping?
When Yes Bank got into this when RBI intervened, these 3,000 crore loans was given before that. So the entire muck started from that point, and after that, Yes.
No, Reliance Mutual Fund is under CBI scrutiny for allegedly investing 2,850 crore of public money, people's money, in Yes Bank's 81 bonds dubbed perpetual fixed deposit, raising suspicions of quid pro quo. These are known reports. These bonds were later written off, and this is what leads to massive investor losses. My only question is, abhi achanak kyun? ये सब तो 7, 8, 10 सालों से हो रहा है, Manish ji. What has suddenly happened?
नहीं, if you look at the Arnab, ये अगर आप देखें तो last 2-3 years when all these things started coming up, the government has been actually following it. So your
No, but government did not know. Government did not know. Government knows that he is the partner to Rafale. Government did not know that RCFL and RHFL have been accused by the ED to divert funds. This is called pump and dump. What was SEBI doing? What was RBI doing? High volume, rapid capital flows. What does it indicate? You don't have to be a Sherlock Holmes.
No, Arnab, these are
Other visuals,
I would admit that there has been some lapses.
No,
But then,
lapses nahi. I'm saying one minute. Manish, listen. Now you see this, RHFL, which has got money, has 3 registered employees. It's a skeleton company. No operational backbone. How did it get 5,900 crore in funding?
Now, see, it could be a clear case of personal failures and corruption.
But even Vijay Mallya says personal failure, I should not be... Vijay Mallya's argument is exactly that I should not be attacked for failing in my business.
No, absolutely not. What I am saying is that what government has done it. The government has been after this entity to ensure that such kind of activities...
No, there are larger questions. I am happy that...
What government can do primarily is to ensure that someone has done a wrongdoing.
No, not someone. In our country, a 55-year-old farmer in Tamil Nadu died out of suicide because he could not pay a 4 lakh loan collateral back. He killed himself. He killed himself, Manish.
Yeah, absolutely. What you are saying is right. Right. But then these are something which are institutional companies. On one hand, if the government becomes, it starts meddling into...
Anil Ambani, for how long he will get away? Is this the first time he's being questioned?
See, I would say that one...
But Subrashta, has the government done due diligence on Anil Ambani's background, what he's doing, especially when you're in the defense sector? If you're in defense, you need to be extra careful.
Nothing.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Agreed. There is no point.
No,
I would not differ on that. But then you look at Mahindra, you look at Tata's.
Okay, let Subrashta come in. Subrashta.
Arnab, in all fairness, if we have to go chronologically, we will understand that we have, as the government and as institutions and as business people in the business community, we have wronged on multiple counts. Phase 1, when during the UPA government, under Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Anil Ambani's business had that, meteoric rise. There was a problem there also with the Rafale deal and the political controversies that erupted then when questions were...
What I would say is, Subrashta, you take Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi together, is 22,585 crores.
Yes.
You take Anil Ambani alone. Alone he's over 20,000 crores.
Absolutely. And when 2018, when Anil Ambani companies began collapsing under unsustainable debt, measures should have been taken. I completely agree with you.
But he was instead running Rafale.
Yes.
Of that, you went
also, with respect to Rafale, though I am completely on side of we having our homegrown defense ecosystem. When we do not have that, and who are we favoring over whom is also a question.
No, thing is that multiple.
To help your nation, you chose only Mr. Anil Ambani of all the people to help your nation.
He didn't choose. They didn't choose Anil Ambani. Rafale chose Anil Ambani. Rafale chose Anil Ambani. Come on. Rafale chose Anil Ambani. Government didn't choose Anil Ambani.
Exactly.
Santosh Mehrotra. Yes, Mr. Mehrotra.
Government to government deal.
Yeah, Mr. Mehrotra.
Government to government deal.
Yes. Government to government.
I'm saying, Arnab, Dassault may have chosen Anil Ambani, but in a government to government deal. That's really the point.
So government to government deal means what? Where is the culpability of the government here?
The implication is pretty clear, my
What
friend.
is it? What
with
is
all
it?
due respect.
No, but then the government's argument will be that we are not defending Anil Ambani. Otherwise, why would our ED go behind him? We are going behind
Yeah,
him.
because अब पानी नाक से ऊपर चढ़ा गया. दिक्कत ये.
तो सर पानी नाक के नीचे कब तक बह रहा था? यही सब प्रॉब्लम आप स्पिन मास्टर्स के साथ यही है.
Spin master.
पानी नीचे से कब बह रहा था और ऊपर से कब बह रहा था?
Facts are in front of you. बाप रे. हम स्पिन कर रहे हैं. Facts आपको दिख नहीं रहे.
बाप माँ को याद करने के पहले आप ये बताइए कि पानी नाक के नीचे से कब तक बह रहा था और ऊपर कब हो गया? ये इसी ईडी ने जाकर के
मगर मुझे ये बताइए सुब्राष्टा
जी,
ED is doing a good thing, very good, but ED is doing a good thing after 5 years. After 5 years, now the damage will be done because the partner of Rafael is in trouble. It's not Anil Ambani in trouble. And I'll tell you one more thing, Subrashta. Have you noticed one more thing? I'll tell you. But you also must notice this, Mr. Mehrotra, because you keep saying bias, Republic. Republic is the only network which is doing a big debate and deep investigation, talking about the loan files, talking about the loans given to entities, talking about the diversion of loans, evergreening of GPC loans, loans onward lent on the same date. We're the only ones asking this question. This should be the biggest story in the country. Shell companies, Subrashta, are not good. You're dealing with Rafael, you're making Rafaels, but you have shell companies. Same directors, same addresses, no real operations.
Enough 15,000 shell companies were closed by this government.
I agree with you.
What about Anil Ambani's shell companies?
I would go up a step ahead and say that all these charges and these concerns which are there with respect to this case, whether it is inadequate due diligence by banks or the question of political patronage or weak enforcement or lack of accountability, they all need to be dealt with.
Yeah, but the perception that that perception also that he's sort of close to the government has to be removed, because I think this will do a lot of good for that.
I agree.
But that perception has been there. It's not good. Maybe it's coming from him more than from anywhere else.
Yes. Anil Ambani should actually come out with a white paper and say and explain it to us why Reliance companies failed.
Well, I just say let him just give us an interview. That'll be a white paper enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sending a request to Anil Ambani for an interview. Let's see what he says. He knows me well. And ladies and gentlemen, our known response, no compromise response to Trump, and why we believe now Trump is getting highly desperate with India. A big global panel in a few minutes.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Sarah, this is your space, slay it your way.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो,
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, ये तो है इसकी खास बात।
मसाला, ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar and I'm here to tell you that also gives me the license to guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे ये खुशबू दे ये तीखा ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And Donald Trump is just obsessed with India. He's obsessed. Twice a day he makes a comment on India. He's looking terrible when he does that. He's looking obsessed, he's looking depressed, and he's looking desperate. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has misplaced priorities. Instead of obsessing about India, he should be thinking about the looming debt crisis that he's going to turn his country to at 37 trillion US dollars. And he's going to take it to 43 or 45, believe me, very, very soon. Debt through the roof, the economy is tanking. Unable to handle the situation, he and Mr. Medvedev of Russia are having nuclear, bombast on both sides. He thinks it's a game of chess. Medvedev says Trump should remember the walking dead. And Trump says, I'm going to be moving nuclear submarines into appropriate regions, trying to make it sound extremely threatening. But this is a childish game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not interested about what's going on between Dmitry Medvedev and Donald Trump. Keep in mind, Putin doesn't even engage with Trump. He makes Medvedev engage with Trump. The reality is that Trump, who was once in love with Putin, can no longer handle Russia. He had said that he is going to end Russian aggression within 10 to 12 days. It's an absolute disaster, ladies and gentlemen. Through July, by the way, Russia has launched a record 6,443 drones and missiles into Ukraine. It's non-stop, these attacks. So Trump being unable to handle the situation, unable to handle Ukraine, unable to handle the situation in the Middle East, unable to handle Russia, he is incessantly and obsessively thinking about India. He's issued 4 threats to India in the last few days. July 30th, India will have to pay 25% tariff and penalty. July 31st, India and Russia have dead economies. August 4th, we will raise tariffs on India for selling Russian oil. August 5th, when we pretty much don't care and tell him, go to hell, we're not listening to you, he says, I will raise tariffs in the next 24 hours. You know what, Donald Trump, you're welcome. You're welcome. You should have seen the Indian Foreign Ministry's response. And I can personally say, as a proud Indian, that we are really super proud of the chilled out and cool way in which the Narendra Modi government is handling it. We've told, we should be proud of our Prime Minister. He's being so calm through this. He said, listen, we've been importing from Russia because traditional supplies are diverted to Europe. So secondly, he says this is energy security, not opportunism. He makes it clear, don't try and single us out. He points out, when I say he points out, means the Ministry of External Affairs points out that Europe and Russia have strong trade. The EU buys a range of goods from Russia, including fertilizers, chemicals, transport equipment. But most importantly, he calls out Donald Trump's hypocrisy. He says, you continue to import uranium, hexafluoride, palladium, fertilizers and chemicals from Russia. And then goes on to say, doesn't matter how many times you threaten us, we're going to work in our supreme national interest. Ladies and gentlemen, we should be so proud of what that statement was of the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. But I'm not saying this only because of the MES statement. I'm saying this because if you should have heard what Narendra Modi said about Swadeshi in a recent rally just a few days back. Listen to this.
चीज भारत के लोगों द्वारा बनी है, भारत के लोगों के कौशल्य से बनी है, भारत के लोगों के पसीने से बनी है, हमारे लिए वह स्वदेशी है। हमें वोकल फॉर लोकल मंत्र को अपनाना होगा। हम संकल्प लें कि हम मेक इन इंडिया प्रोडक्ट्स को ही बढ़ावा देंगे। हमारे घर में जो भी नया सामान आएगा वो स्वदेशी ही होगा।
And for anyone watching this, whether you're watching this in the United States of America or in India or anywhere in the world, the government of India has been preparing for this kind of a situation. We don't want a trade war with America or any country. But our government for the last 11 years has been strengthening ourselves and preparing for a situation. This is what we are saying today. The confidence with which we are dealing with Trump's threats and not getting affected by it is because our government has been focused on Make in India and much, much more for the last 11 years. Like BrahMos, the missile was not built in a day. I can give you many, many examples.